live Kundalini Q&A today. I'm having some technical difficulties. I apologize. So I see, Britt, that you already posted some questions to start. If anyone else has questions, go ahead and post them in the comments. And okay, say hi if you're here, anybody who's here right now live. Like I said, I'm having some technical difficulties, so I'm sorry if I'm a little distracted. I usually have my Zoom screen right next to my live YouTube, so I can see both at the same time. And for some reason, the one isn't reducing in size so that I can do that. So I will just go with this as it is. Hi, Britt. All right, Britt, I'm going to start with your questions. What have we got here? Can you share about your Kundalini awakening and how did your life change after? Well, so I was living in Los Angeles, and I was married to a rock star, and I was a stripper, and I was an actress, and I was a model, and I was living that LA lifestyle. But I was also a deadhead. I had come from San Francisco where I was a deadhead, so I had that hippie mentality in my heart and meditation and things like that. And when I was getting a divorce from my ex-husband, the rock star ex-husband, I was in therapy a lot. And she suggested that I do yoga. So I started doing the Yogi Bhajan style of Kundalini yoga. And I was getting, I don't know, a lot of experiences, I guess, from that. But I always had the question of where this Kundalini yoga originated from. And all I could get as an answer was that Yogi Bhajan learned it from some secret cave yogi in India. And of course, I wanted to know more. I wanted to know who that yogi was and how I could go meet him. So my question was, where did these movements come from that he's teaching? And then one day I was hiking up in the Hollywood Hills. I used to hike up by the Hollywood sign all the time. And I was looking out over LA, and I just heard this voice that said, go to Nashville. So I did. And I had a sister who lived there, so I stayed with her for a while, and I was looking for Kundalini yoga classes. And what I ended up finding was the Shaktipat guru, who was my guru, who was the one who awakened my Kundalini. The first time I went to see him, I thought the whole thing was a little bit strange. I'd never been to an ashram. I'd never had an experience with a guru or anything like that. His picture was on the shrine, so I found it a bit strange. But I had an awakening, and I saw a lot of people having kriyas. And then I went back a month or two later and stayed, and I ended up moving in. And so I had a profound awakening. I mean, seriously profound awakening. The Divine Mother started coming through me, mostly in the form of Kali. And it was really intense. And she started blessing people in the room through me. So it was just, wow, one big awakening experience in, a matter of a couple months, 2 or 3 months. And my life has been changing constantly ever since. I mean, that happened when I was 27. So I've gone through dramatic changes because my life needed to be completely reorganized. And I can't say that it doesn't still need to be reorganized. She's still working with me. It's probably not as dramatic as it was at that time, but there were certain things I couldn't do anymore, certain things that I may have done earlier to make money or something like that. Those things started falling off. I just became more conscious of my life and what I was doing with my life and what felt good and what didn't feel good. But it's been a rough road for me. I'm not going to lie. I mean, wow. I was, contemplating this on my walk today, actually. Like, I guess I just chose this lifetime to do so much work because it seems to just be constantly evolving for me in a very intense way. So I don't know. Does that answer your question, Brett? And what else? Hi, Deep. Oh, hi. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Okay. I'm going to go through Britt's questions, and then Deep, I don't know what your name is, but I'm going to call you Deep. I'm going to address what you've been asking me about. When giving birth, my first birth was a C-section, and that was a very interesting experience because I was planning on having a home birth and ended up being in the hospital because I had a really low placenta and was bleeding a lot, and I didn't want to lose the baby. So I ended up being in the hospital getting a C-section. So it was very bizarre because it was not at all what I had anticipated or planned for my birth. However, I still, went into the spirituality of birth, and I lay there on the table, being completely numbed as they were cutting the baby out of me. And I just prayed, and actually light language started coming through, and I didn't care. I just went with it. I allowed it to happen. And then my idea would be to hold the baby right when they're born. But they took him over and put him on the table and all of that. And I was just praying, praying for him to be safe. And I saw this big angel descend over him. So that was really sweet. And then with my second birth, I did get to have a home birth. I had it actually in this exact spot that I'm sitting in right here in a tub. We had a tub set up in here, and it was intense. I don't know how long I was in labor for, probably 20 hours. It was very, very, very intense. And I think I was releasing a lot of past karma with that birth because it was intense. I mean, it was one of those moments where I was just like, am I going to get through this? Because it was so intense. But I was here in the room. I have all the saints around me, and I was just allowing myself to go into the Kundalini mode and, speaking in languages and just letting her do all the work and just having the experience of it. And I had a very good friend with me, a woman who has done a lot of Shakti with me here. And she just saved my life. I held her hands. She held onto my hands, and I wouldn't let her look away from my eyes for the entire birth. So it was good. We had an exchange, and we had a very spiritual Amish woman also who really liked the vibe of the room. And so, yes, that's my birth. Have you reached out to the blue beings on your own? At my last Dr. Joe retreat, I really wanted to have an experience with the blue beings that they always talk about that assist in the healings of Dr. Joe's event. So I was asking them the whole time, please, I want to communicate with you. I want to see you. I want to have an experience with you. And finally, in the 4-hour pineal gland meditation in the morning, they did come. And they said, we know you want to see us. So 1 or 2 came, and then they took me into this room where there were hundreds of these blue beings. But they said, you're not supposed to work with us today. You're supposed to go. And so they sent me up into a different realm. So that was my last experience with the blue beings. I still talk to them and ask them for help sometimes. So, and I'm always seeing new testimonies with people talking about them. So, but for whatever reason, I am not supposed to be working with them apparently right now. And I did have some amazing experiences once I went on to meet these other beings. They didn't tell me who they were. Do I have any interest in exploring channeling cosmic galactic ET consciousnesses? Yes. Well, no, not channeling. Not channeling. My channeling for me is I've always asked for it to purely be God, which I also consider the Kundalini to be God. And that's what I've always wanted. I always just say, I only want God to come through me in whatever form, the Kundalini, Shakti, Divine Mother, whatever form. And sometimes, it comes through in the form of a guru that's working with me, but I also consider that to be the God energy as well. So when it's a guru, it's the same energy. So no, I don't have any interest in channeling ET consciousnesses. That's just not my bent, but I think it's the same messages that come through, maybe just a little more, not, well, I don't know. I can't say, but no, it's not my interest to channel anything other than pure God consciousness. And I think a lot of those ET entities probably are in that consciousness, but any tips, pointers on how one can begin to activate their light language, soul language? Let me see what comes through that. The thing about that is we don't channel just for the idea of channeling. It's more of an side effect or after effect of God consciousness and that state of being. So whenever I would refer to any type of manifestations of the divine, whether it be through language, light language, or embodying the divine, and dancing as the divine, we don't usually look for that as the result in and of itself, but rather as just a beautiful side effect of unfolding into grace and consciousness. So the channeling of those light beings, the ET consciousnesses, etc., isn't really our field of study. So because we're more looking into the field of God consciousness, just coming into oneness with the divine. And in that exploration, a lot of times these beautiful things do happen through the body, but our consciousness is more focused on the actual oneness or truth or divinity, and then seeing what comes through as a result of that, if anything. So yeah, that's that. So Ideep, hello. Oh, okay. She spoke an ancient language. I'm going to read your comments. Let's see. Yes, I know that you asked me those questions. Let's see. She spoke an ancient language. Today was very emotional. She is showing me something regarding sacral chakra. I was in a pose and giving birth. She cried for Ishta. I say Ishta a lot as well, or something similar to that. It makes me cry again. And today she said, Isha, Isha. I was a little girl. It is so emotional. I went through that phase too. Actually, when the energy very first started talking to me, it was in like a Spanish accent. And it went back and forth between little girl and mother crying for little girl. So I'm not sure what that was, but there are so many different things that come up to be cleared. It can be past life stuff, it can be current life stuff, it can be just, energies we're connecting with in the field. But I would like to meditate with you for a moment. So just to see if I can give you any clarity. Deep. So let's do that. Nana Kalyana Krashava Krutura Karmate. Miraliana You're doing really, really well. The biggest part of this process is surrender, as I think you know. And it can feel very intense because the energy can get very powerful. But you're in such a beautiful process right now. Yeah, that's good. You're very good at surrendering. I can feel that you're surrendering to my energy. So just see if you can do that more so we can just join our energies here. There we go. That's better. There we go. There you go. Sometimes it's just good to know that we have support in this process. Shiva, Madalya Tokru, Nehra, Nibrablia Bakramo, Bribli Baba, Ambusorobe, Leva Reneke, Nabalimuku, Futara. So, Deep, see if you can go inward. See if any consciousness comes to you of a former guru in a former lifetime, a former energy that worked with you, because they're still with you. Oh, Rama Alia Mahle Undari Vesharatun Chrono Flame, they're working with you very, very strongly. Shavakramasavi Kaliamokur Bugger 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 Bugger. So just kind of try and open up like the top of your head up into this light energy. where assistance is for you. Connecting you in with your divine energy of grace, connecting you in with your divine energy of grace. That's better. Connecting you in with your divine energy of grace, connecting you in, connecting you in, connecting you in. Opening some things up kind of behind the throat area here, up through the third eye. Opening, 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 kurma purete. Nia bakliya mokrama svakarana shaliyata kuru. Shivakarana saliyata kuru 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 mokrama savakru. Shavakarana saliyata kuru 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 opening, 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 opening. Shavakarana saliyana kaliyamakru. Meorava Navaliyamako Reve Karanana Alia Takarana Saliana Mate Shavakrono Soria Makrama Krama 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 Saria Mokruf. Opening down into the throat. There we go. Shaniria Moko. Trivikarana Saria Reve Baba 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 Kamari Mokrotarete. So they want me to stay until we can kind of clear out this throat. So everybody else, you can just kind of meditate with us if you like. There we go, that's better. Shiva 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 Karma Kone Bagger 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 opening 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 the throat opening the throat opening 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 Baro ba 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 Karma Bari Kuru Mate. Opening, opening, opening. There you go. That's better. Opening, 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 opening. Just stay with me. Stay in the consciousness. You don't have to do anything. Just relax, release into it. Shiva, 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 Kurma. Relax, release, surrender. Relax, release, surrender. Opening, 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 opening. Opening, 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 opening. Releasing up, releasing up, releasing up, releasing up, releasing up, 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 up. Wow, releasing up, releasing up, releasing up, releasing up, releasing up, releasing, surrender, surrender, surrender the best you can, surrender to the process, surrender to the energy, surrender to the grace. Shiva, 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 Krono Kroko. Naba Kaliamo. Yaraba. Miro Tara Guru. Opening and releasing, opening and releasing. I'm sensing some sort of a neck injury. I don't know if it's this lifetime or past life. Opening, opening, releasing, 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 opening, 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 releasing. Grupura, that's better. Shavakronoko. Arebra, kruf. Shavakranete. Nevakramate. Nama mama 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 kruma prebekete tarate sharakro. You are God's child, you are God's light, you are God's divinity. Wow. Allow yourself to expect greatness within you. This is happening for you. This is your opening, your awakening. You have so much support. You have so much support. Oh my gosh. You're not alone. You are not alone. The veil is so thin between you and this guru, this teacher. I mean, she who is not giving a gender is right here with you. There we go. So let's just establish that connection. There we go. That's better. There. Something just released in the neck. That's better, better, better. Yep. Opening, 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 opening. Opening, 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 better, 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 better. It's opening. Shavakrono sore tiliamakra. Karania makra bakra 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 There's something about this neck injury that needs to be released. There we go. Keep allowing that to release. It's opening now. It's starting to unravel. Yeah, there we go. You might feel some residual, so just let the Shakti do what she needs to do to open that up. Know that this teacher is with you. Oh my gosh, so powerfully with you, bringing you into your high. You're meant to go into your highest states of consciousness this lifetime. That's why you're here. That's what you're doing. That's why this being is with you. Have no doubts. Have no doubts. You're there. Okay. You can always contact me. I deep. Okay. You're in a very good process right now. So just keep surrendering. Connect in with this teacher that's with you, this guru. Yeah, it's a beautiful awakening. You can always contact me if you have any fears or questions. Okay. All right. Wow. Good. Okay. Joan, as Kundalini awakens, is the DNA also activated? How many times do we need to experience Kundalini rising? Okay. All right, let's meditate on that. So the Kundalini is the source of all life in the body, right? It's what animates us. It's what makes us alive in the first place. So every aspect of the body is affected by the Kundalini awakening, right? She brings life into every aspect of our being. So we are elevated in consciousness, we are elevated physically, mentally. So she's showing me something about genetic coding. Let's see where this goes. As we rise into higher states of consciousness, the DNA shifts, doesn't it? It has to shift because we're becoming higher. Our genetic coding is shifting. She's just showing me the consciousness or the evolution of consciousness of humanity in general into higher beings of light. So if we watch this evolution of the human race, the human species, moving into higher consciousness. So it's like we're becoming, we're becoming these lighter beings. So I'm supposed to tell you what I've been working on lately. So I like this concept that Babaji, I don't know if you're familiar with Babaji, but Babaji resides in, his body is just a divine light body. He dwells on this earth plane in this light body, so he can appear wherever he chooses to appear, and he's always youthful and perfect health as a light body, as a being, but appears to be a full physical form. So that's what we're evolving to. And yes, absolutely, the Kundalini is the basis for that evolution. Taking us into those higher states of consciousness. So once the Kundalini is activated, she does start to work with us on all levels of being. So yes, we are evolving, our DNA is evolving. Upgrading, as some people use that terminology, upgrading. Oftentimes when we work with people, we do the light code upgrades, DNA upgrades, shifting consciousness, really just shifting consciousness into a higher state of being. And how many times do you need to experience Kundalini rising? Well, there is no set number of anything with the Kundalini. There's no set anything with the Kundalini. She works with each of us individually in the way that we each need to be worked with. So, you may feel, I'm assuming you mean the Kundalini actually rising up the spine where you actually feel the heat or the energy moving. You may feel that several times, or you may not feel it at all, and your Kundalini can still be active and awakened and working within you. So everybody experiences it very, very differently. So what we're going for here is the divine union with God, right? The Shiva Shakti consciousness coming into divine union. So nobody knows how many Kundalini experiences we will have in that process, or how many we have already had in previous lifetimes, or how many we will have in future lifetimes, or if it will all happen right now in this lifetime. It's just really, I've found after being in this process for 25, 6, I don't know how many years, I've wanted to know this and I've wanted to know that, and I've wanted to know when this is going to happen and when that's going to happen. And am I going to be enlightened in this lifetime? And I found that she just makes me surrender more and more and more until those questions just become not relevant anymore. because you finally just realize that it's all God. You just got to surrender. All you got to do is surrender and allow this energy to work within you and watch it and be grateful for it and know that in the end, it's all divine. And that's the most I can say about that, because that's what I found. That's what I found. It's just surrendering over and over and over and over again to this divine energy and to this process and to this love. And talking to her, talking to God like they are your very own. That's what I do every single day, every single moment of the day. I'm always talking to God. And God is my divine partner. God is my father. God is my mother. God is my friend. God is Kundalini. I refer to God as Kundalini. Kundalini is God. Same essence for me. Constantly with me, constantly working with me. Sometimes when the Kundalini gets so intense that I feel like I can't handle it, I lay on the floor and I surrender, because it's absolutely all I can do. Just keep surrendering. So that's my recommendation, just keep surrendering and watch the process happen and love it as much as you can and see the beauty in it, and know that eventually we're all going to that source consciousness and bliss. Okay, so hi Chrissy, nice to see you. Are there any more questions? Because if not, I could just do a transmission for everybody that's here. And if I didn't answer the questions as you would have liked, you can restate them too. Okay, let's do a transmission. And if anybody has any more questions, you can post them. Oh, okay. Okay. So you just had your awakening last week. Feels like vivid dreams, but yes, that's so nice. I'm so glad to hear that you had a wonderful, peaceful awakening. So yeah, just keep surrendering to it. See where it takes you. Love the process. And I'm glad you're doing well. That's awesome. Yeah, and I'm also being told to tell you to just surrender to Ma, because she's loving you from inside of your heart really deeply and sweetly right now. So just allow that love to just surround you and embrace you. That's really deep love, really, really deep love from the Divine Mother. All right, so let's all just come together now and join hearts. Kundalini awakening, Kundalini, divine Kundalini awakening, divine Kundalini awakening, bringing us into this. Okay, highest states of consciousness and bliss. And we are going there, so let's do it. Om 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 Shiva Karma Sarate Guru 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 Riyamokru Grada Niragadana Rebe Shavakruno Soriamokru Basarata Liabakramo Totarete Shavakruno Soriamoko Evagrama Sarete Shavaniamokru Batatan Yirgu Rebe Kramasari Rukurukana Rebe Shavakrumoto Riyamakru I am Shiva 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 I am Shiva 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 I am Shiva 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 Rebecca Rama said Binokaliam Makrupatatari Kuruswami Makru I am Shiva 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 Kurma Rebe Kermate I am Shiva Shiva I am Shiva 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 Rekarma, walk into the consciousness of grace right here, right now. Walk into the consciousness of grace, grace, grace. Kuruma Reve. Walk into the consciousness of grace. Shiva, 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 opening to Shiva, 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 opening to Shiva, 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 Shiva. Reve Karama Sani, Galian, Obrukalian, Magramanian, Magalian, Magram, 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 Baba, 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 Gramabali, Makru. I am Shiva, 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 Krono, Rio, Mokratali, opening, 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 opening to grace, opening to grace. We're opening to grace. Kuru Chavakramete. We're opening to grace. Kuru Nahrete. Meta. Meramata. Opening to grace. Opening to grace. Opening to grace. Opening to grace. Walking into consciousness in grace. Nama. Opening to grace. Naka Naliato. Shiva Karma Samate. Niramakra. Mito. Meshtava. Nehrapaka. Niaroko. Opening to grace. 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 How many times have we opened to grace in this lifetime? Fully open to grace. There we go. That's beautiful. Shavakronokov. So we're going into a higher realm called Siddha Loka. So you must be a high bunch of beings here. Shavakrona. Taking it up, 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 up. Shavakrono kropo ba 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 kurma balimo kurba 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 up 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 kumate. Himalaya karma 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 kara Reve karananda ria to kudo 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 there we go. Perfect. Kurmate. Chiliama kurba 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 opening to grace, opening to grace, opening to grace, opening to grace. Rotandalia to Yabakaramate, Mirabakaramate. Got it. It's all grace. Everything is grace. We're opening to grace now, feeling grace, seeing grace. Shiva, Nayo Rukuf, Shiva, my baby, Gruma Hrabata. Shiva, 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 Kamasarete. Kema Areve Karmato. My Shiva, Guru. I am Guru Shiva, Rebeliamaba. I am Guru Shiva, Reve Karana Rete. I am Guru Shiva, Krame Rima Kramatataria Tokoro. I am Guru Shiva, Reve, allowing energy to flow down through the top of our head. Allowing energy to flow down through the top of our head. Shavaklimo Thorbe Tekara. Opening, 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 receiving grace, receiving God's grace, receiving love. Receiving, 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 opening the Kundalini energy, awakening, 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 opening the Kundalini's grace, awakening, 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 opening up the Kundalini now, bringing us up in our highest state of consciousness now. I am Shiva, 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 opening, 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 opening to God's grace here now in this moment, opening, 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 there it is, there it is, there it is, opening, 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 going up, 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 up. I am Shiva, I am Shiva. Take me into your arms of grace, my Lord Shiva. Take me into your arms of grace, my Lord Shiva. Take me into your arms of grace, my Lord Shiva. I am opening, opening to the grace of God, the grace of divinity, grace of truth, right here, right now, in this moment. Shiva, Shiva, opening, opening, opening. Now, divine Kundalini energy arising within our being, now taking us into the highest form of light. Shavakuruno Kruapete. Now, if you want to tune into your DNA, you can literally see it twinkling, turning on, opening up. Can you see that? Twinkling, turning on, opening up. There we go. There you go. Shavakronate. Kroko baba 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 karma prebe karma sarete shatraniya nakutore. I am Baba Shiva Karuna Reve Karana. I am Baba. I am Baba. Makarve Kononoko. We go. There we go. Mite. There we go. There we go. Mite. Kamate. This is a gentle awakening process. This is a gentle awakening process. We want gentleness, right? Fluidity. There we go. Opening to the divine grace of God. Look into your third eye. You can see God's light right here, right now, in your beingness as you. Eureve. Rising, 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 rising. Guru Bahreviki Mehara. Rising. Take the trip with me. Let's go up. Let's go into the highest states of consciousness and bliss. Let's do it. Shavakrona vertically. Guru. Nari. Guru. Shava. The only thing we have here is love. That's it. It's all love. This is it. Love. Kuruma Revikranata. Jaiha Moto Ali Rava Noko Sare Proko Fansa Ali Reve Rebe Godo Rebe Amba Oreve Nini Ala Usha Iva Untosa Ali Ni Rali Usha Aye me Aye U A E A U A I U A Ni Aba Au Hai Sha. Yama Mate Mate. Letting all that higher consciousness bliss fall into the heart now. Bringing ourselves back into this plane. Stabilized grace in the heart. Letting it fall into the heart. Baby! Mate go. Bye. Shava. Stabilizing in the heart. Meka. Give yourself some time to adjust before you get up and do anything. I will probably be back in 2 weeks doing another live stream like this. I'll do a recorded video next week. That's my plan for a couple of months. Live stream every other week, recorded video every other week. Staying on this theme though, of the Kundalini. So, wow, that was really nice, everybody. Whoa, your heart chakra is burning. Yeah, wow. Just brought a lot of good, yummy stuff into the heart. It's very powerful. That was a very powerful moment we just had. So just let yourselves rest in that energy. Neva, knuckle. Hi, Matt. Nice to see you here too. Wow. Okay. Really glad that I'm doing this, that we're doing this for a couple of months. I'm glad that all of you really high beings are here to experience this with me, because we couldn't have gone where we went if everyone wasn't in that state. So that's awesome. Thanks, Chrissy. Nice to see you. Spreading into your arms. That's yummy. I like that. I would like to say thank you for all the videos, satsang you made, and I listened to it the whole month and prepared myself for my awakening, and I made it. Thank you so much. That's awesome, Joan. Can I call you Joan? Did you have an awakening from a guru? Sounds like it. So that's wonderful. Yes, Matt, this will be saved as a video on my channel. So yeah, you can watch it later. Thank you, Mark. Fiery heart. That's a good emoji. I haven't seen that one. I like it. Oh my goodness. Thank you, people. I love you. Does anybody else want to say anything or ask a question before we end? It's very helpful. Thanks. Good. I'm glad. You did it yourself? Okay. Very good. Very good. That's beautiful. I hope to see you again, Joan. All right, one more little something wants to come up here from the heart, of course. Wow, the heart is juicy right now. Very juicy. Does anybody else feel that? The heart is like swishing around right now. Swish, swish, swish. It's really good. I get very giddy when I get into the heart, so bear with me. Naruko futarete. Nepakramate. All right. Okay, loves. Let's see. Matt. Yes, thank you. Oh, I'd love to meet you in California, Joan. Someday. We have our sights set on California at some point. I don't know when. Are the sounds targeted at chakras or to our guides to act on our chakras? You know, I don't target the sounds. I just surrender to the divine. And I don't usually ask questions at what as to what the sounds are actually doing. I really just surrender. So I can't particularly answer that question. I mean, I could. If you want me to ask, I can. That was awesome. Felt great. Been having issues with my crown, but really felt this transmission very good. Yeah, we did some good crown chakra opening. And that energy came through. The heart is electric. Yes. All over the chest, arms, and at the back of the neck. Okay. I hope you're doing well, White Knight. I hope you're feeling good with that. It sounds yummy to me. And Puneet, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, everybody. I love you. That was really awesome. Yes, I know. I feel loved too. You know, we were being so loved in Sitaloka. It was really amazing. It was very, very amazing. The amount of love that we were immersed in. And my heart is definitely feeling it. So I am glad you feel energized, Britt. Me too. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, White Knight. And I look forward to seeing you again. This was fun. Jai Ma. I have to get back to my Zoom call now to turn this